With tensions growing on both sides and the countless egos battling for the top spot, it's truly anyone's game right now. Bayern Munich and PXG, both teams the pinnacle of what the Neo Egoist League stands for and has to offer, two sides of the same coin, both possessing an unreal pair of strikers, both dueling for the top spot, prodigy level midfielders controlling the field at all times, and headed by two of the greatest players in the world of football today. The question still remains who's going to come out on top, but at the current moment, there is one superstar who stands above the rest, and his name is Micheal Kaiser. We pick back up with Micheal Kaiser following his god-awful miss as he attempted the Kaiser Impact Magnus for the first time in game. And following the revelation of his traumatic childhood, we see as Micheal Kaiser, the once-upon-a-time Emperor of Bayern Munich, has completed the full and ultimate fall from grace, falling from his former #1 spot in the entirety of the Neo Egoist League to not even being the ace of his own team at the current moment. As we see yet another failed attack by Kaiser being met by Isagi, asking if he's come to the realization already. The realization that the club was no longer his. Kneel before me, you shitty fucking clown. Isagi declared to the fallen emperor, triggering memories of the past and leaving him truly and completely enraged. We now find ourselves at an unusual point in the story, a match where the entire field is completely revolving around Isagi Yoichi, and understandably so following his game-tying super goal. But still, this meant that the new Gen 11 striker was moving free to his own volition, and truly, as we find out minutes from now, there is nothing more terrifying than Micheal Kaiser when tasked with doing the impossible. Following his embarrassment at the hands of our main character, Kaiser has truly hit rock bottom. His movements are changing and erratic. He isn't controlling anyone at the moment, and more than that, he has completely surrendered the crown to Isagi at this point, declaring that he must surpass him now in order to preserve his very existence. We see as Ness tries to comfort him, Ness, the one who's been there for so long, Ness, the loyal companion, who's begging and pleading for his king to come to his senses and settle with what he's already accomplished at this point, as in Ness's own eyes, it's fine, he's great. This was, however, a wish that fell upon the deaf ears of this egoist, as the only thing on his mind at this point was his complete and unrivaled glory at the top of the football world. His spiral into madness continues, as he desperately tries to track down Japan's hero, but he's outmatched at the current moment, and the individual in front of him, the one instilling the same sense of fear that he had in his youth, is now coming back to him tenfold. The thing is though, he didn't know this was going to be the one thing to thank for his ascension to the top. Isagi Yoichi. Dankushen. Kaiser declares that if he loses now, he loses everything, and in order to win, he must throw it all away. He must become zero, recreate himself from the ground up in order to be reborn as someone capable of challenging the world's best, because at the current moment, he's not that. We see as Kaiser now darts up the field, with his tempo and movements catching even Isagi off guard, as he's never seen the fallen emperor move like that before. Isagi, himself carrying the ball at the current moment, attempts to once again advance up the pitch in order to secure himself a brace and keep the lead in this battle with Kaiser. Alongside Corona and Hiyori, his right and left hand men, he sliced through the PXG's defenses, before suddenly, out of nowhere, he made his move. Striking the ball at the burst point similar to how Isagi himself plays, Kaiser has managed to steal the ball. I find this almost poetic. I mean, previously, Kaiser had always been the embodiment of Isagi's ideal playstyle. He's been a better Isagi and played the way Isagi wishes he did up till now. But currently, it's the opposite. He's managed to level the playing field to the point that the Emperor now has to bow down, being forced to emulate Isagi's style in order to get ahead, not even just to get ahead, simply to survive. But none of that matters to him now. His pride, his past, none of it. The only thing that Micheal Kaiser can think of in the current moment is scoring a goal. Ness begs for him to pass the ball and allow them to start up their regular attacking pattern. However, this isn't okay with Kaiser. Ness is ignored and instead the ball goes to Raichi? What's this? Ness, Isagi, even Raichi himself are confused as to what was happening. Never has Kaiser given in to the Blue Lockers, yet here he is pleading with Raichi, begging for him to help him assist with a goal, something that we've never seen before. Someone he would have ignored in the past, he now looks to, begs for help, a decree of which Raichi accepts and sends the pass back to Kaiser, who unfortunately is quickly snuffed out by Rin. The field at this point is truly the most volatile it has ever been. Never have so many clashing egos been present at once. The previous Emperor is in the role of the clown, and at this point, anyone can claim advantage in a moment's notice. Not only this, but with the team being focused mainly on Isagi's movements and allowing Kaiser to act as the second striker to move completely free, The destructive capabilities of both Isagi Yoichi and Micheal Kaiser are finally starting to work in tandem with one another, causing even more chaos for the French squad to try and manage. And yet somehow, amidst all the expectation and chaos, there was one man waiting patiently for his moment. The only one who was calm, quiet, but yet still fired up. Kyoryujin and his unknown talent was waiting to make an impact on this match, and his decision is one that would impact the world of football forever. With the entire field revolving around Isagi Yoichi, we see that our main character's confidence is rapidly escalating. He knows that if he can crush Kaiser now, he will truly claim the throne once and for all. But that's much easier said than done, as currently the Ace of Blue Lock is being hunted like a wild animal by the desperate tyrant dead set on retaking his empire. As Kurona moves up the pitch, he's met by Tokumitsu, and then swiftly, Nanase sweeps in to steal the ball for himself. Wait, Kaiser? It makes sense now. It's not simply that he isn't the focus of their team, but now he isn't only hunting for Isagi. Rather, he's focusing on the weak points of his allies or those fixated on stopping him, allowing him to currently be the most threatening player on this pitch. Now with the ball back in his heavenly possession, Kaiser sends a 1-2 to Kunigami, who currently shutting out Shido would be glad to work with Kaiser as long as it meant taking the demon down. At this point, he's truly emulating Isagi, his movements, tactics, all of it, to the point where even Karasu calls him out on it before him and Rin yet again go to snuff out his attack. Seemingly by sheer luck, the ball lands at the feet of Hiyori, who swiftly whips a perfect cross into the box to Corona, who just as quickly as it came, sent the ball to the feet of the Egoist, eagerly waiting in the box for his opportunity to exile the former monarch once and for all. Only for Charles Chevalier, the young prodigy out of France, to overcome his unmotivated ways and put an end to the Egoist's rampage. But it's still not over, for the ball randomly, mercilessly, and cruelly has fallen at the feet of a lapdog, who tries to force the ball to his king once again, looking to execute that shot they've been practicing, the Kaiser impact Magnus. But as he sends the ball to the feet of the Kaiser, we see as multiple PXG players stand in his way. And even though he's made this shot before, he allows the ball to go past him, as he knows this would be shit, and not a shot he should take if he truly wants to evolve. And now, the ball finds itself in the grasp of Kyoryujin, who is currently teetering on the borderline. This is unexpected. No one, not Kaiser, not Isagi, not even the gods themselves, could predict what Kiora would do next. It's a mad dash at this point. Kaiser versus Isagi, Isagi versus Kaiser. Two sides of the same coin. The duel which has fueled Bastion Munich's volatile playstyle seemingly all comes down to this. The question was, who would be the one to get the ball? And without notice, we swiftly got our answer. Go, Kiora says, as he sends a fast grounder past Kaiser, seemingly going in the direction of Isagi. Only, that wasn't the case, as the backspin on the ball causes it to suddenly stop, luckily, at the feet of the new generation Emperor. Just like it did during practice. Let's do this, you piece of shit! With his ideal conditions met, the king finally unveils his true secret weapon. Kaiser Impacto. Magnus. A curved version of the Kaiser impact which allows Kaiser to put an ungodly amount of spin on the ball, seemingly even turning the air into his ally. This is everything he had worked for. The torment in his childhood, the attitude he carried in his uprising, all set the tone for the moment Kaiser could show the world what he was truly capable of. His whole life, it was never the power he desired, nor the fame that came alongside it. Kaiser just wanted out, an escape from the never-ending hell he was subjected to from his birth. And with this chance, he could finally become free. Free from all of it.
As soon as we're free, let's earn a lot of money and eat tons of good food. Let's become human. And if we're super lucky,
Be loved.
I want to be loved.
Off the assist from Kyoryujin, Micheal Kaiser once again does the impossible, reclaiming his throne from the depths of despair and truly becoming a superstar the world could truly admire, even if it was for just a second, a couple of minutes. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how Micheal Kaiser became the best player in the world.